Hello everyone, welcome to another video. My name is Josue, and in this video I am gonna make a coffee cart, kind of like a coffee table ish. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go from this, which is the old piece of furniture that I had, and I'm gonna make this. So as you can see, it's a mess. I've had this for a couple years. It wasn't. I think my mom found it on the street, which at the time it was useful for me and all my coffee stuff. But yeah, I'm getting tired of it because I have a bunch of stuff in there and it's too small. So I am not a carpenter. This is not a how to build a coffee cart. This is more like this is what I did. This is the project that I worked on, and I'm pretty happy about it. So let's get onto what I did for this project. First, I need to take some measurements and make a little simple design of, or at least some dimensions of what the new coffee cart slash table I'm gonna make. Once I had that, it was time to go get some wood. So I got in my car, head to, this case I just went to Home Depot, and so this is where I had a little bit of a trouble with this because I have a small car. I don't have a truck or an SUV, so I had to ask them to cut the 4 foot by 8 foot panel of plywood. So they were kind enough to cut it for me. The only thing I messed up on is that when I asked the lady at the front, she told me that I had to, the only way that they cut it is by foot. Otherwise I would have saved some time and some effort as well. Took out the table saw and I cut the pieces to length. But I did have to glue up some separate panels to have especially the back panel to have enough wood for that. So now I had the three panels, the side panels and the back panel. So I started to hold it together with some like square I don't know what they're called, but they're like, they hold everything together in a square. So now it was time to glue it, and for that I just pre-drilled with everything set up as it was. I put it on top of my kitchen table, and then I pre-drilled some holes first on one side, applied some wood, and then just tightened everything together and screwed it down in place. Have finished. This is what it looks like for right now. And then in the next couple of days I was laying down, I cut little pieces of wood to act as a support for the bottom panel of the cart. So as you can see, after drilling those in place, I put the bottom panel in piece, and at this point I just glued it on, like on the side around the panel, just so that it made contact with the wood. So I just glued it and applied some the clamps to hold everything in place. So after that finished drying, everything was super stable, super, like it was nice. So then after that I did the same thing. I glued two panels together for the middle shelf, and I used, I'll show you in the video, but I used like some little dowels That way they just give a little bit more support to the two panels being glued together. And this was the same thing that I used and did for the back panel, which I had to glue those two pieces together as well. So after that, I put I put a varnish on it. I used polyurethane because I like the way that the wood looks, and it's gonna give it a little bit of protection, especially if there's some coffee dripping or some water drips on top of the coffee cart, then I can just wipe it. It's not gonna damage the wood that much. After that, I put everything together and put it back in its place. So after putting like all the stuff that was in the old cart and put it into the new one, I threw away a bunch of stuff. I actually my coffee roaster now fits underneath, which is nice because it used to be on top of a bookshelf, and like honestly it wasn't very secure. But now it's gonna be under in the bottom shelf, which it's nice because now I have all my coffee stuff in one spot. Overall, I think it was a good learning experience. I'm probably not gonna be doing any more furniture or projects like this again, because like it takes time, especially if for me I didn't know what I was doing, so it was just figuring it out as I went. Nevertheless, this was a good learning experience for me, I guess, and I enjoyed doing it. It just took a lot of time, especially because I started working, so I had to push everything back. But now I finished. I'm glad it's done. I can just throw away the other or burn it. I don't know. I still, it still looks a little bit rough around the edges and everything, and there's a lot of details that you could do to make it look a lot nicer. But at this point, I'm done with it. I'm happy. But anyways, this is it for this video. This project, I finally finished it. It took me forever, but if you watched all the way through, thank you, and I'll see you next time.